Hello students. In this video, we are going to discuss some basic concepts of chemistry which you have already learnt in the lower classes. Let us recall some of the point or concept of chemistry. Let us first start with matter. All of you are familiar with the word matter? Yes. So tell me, what is a matter? I hope all of you know the answer for this one. But still I will give the answer for this. What is a matter? Anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter. That means whatever things is surrounding to you, which may be solid, liquid or even gas. All these have some particular mass and it also occupy a space. Such substances are called as matter. So let us discuss more about matter. Nature of matter. On the basis of physical state of matter, matter is classified into 3 states. Do you know what are the 3 states of matter? These are solid, liquid and gases. As you have already learnt, in solids the particles are tightly packed. Because of that, there is very less intermolecular spaces and there is strong force of attraction. Because of this reason only, solids have definite shape and possesses definite volume. In liquid, the particles are little bit less tightly packed in compared to solid. Therefore, they will occupy the shape of the container. In the gases, the particles are loosely attracted. Therefore, the particles are quite at the distance and the particles are in the random motion. So, we can say that they also occupy the shape of the container. Because of this reason only, gas neither possesses a definite volume nor a definite shape. Let us discuss the force of attraction between these. There is a weak intermolecular forces in gases and liquid. Therefore, they have tendency to flow freely, especially the gaseous particles. Therefore, it take the shape of the container. But in solids, they are tightly packed. In solids, the particles are held together by a strong force of attraction. So, we can say that the particles cannot move randomly like gases. But these particles can vibrate on its mean position. Therefore, solids have vibratory motion only. So, let us summarize the important points of solids. So, from this visuals, we can summarize the important characteristic properties of solids, which are: solids are rigid, have definite shape, mass and volume. The intermolecular distance are short, intermolecular forces are strong, particles have fixed position, particles oscillate, they are incompressible and diffuses very slowly. Let us discuss classification of matter. At the bulk level of matter, it is classified as into 2 types. These are: the matter is classified into 2 types. These are pure substances and mixtures. If I am saying pure substance means it will have only single type of particles. Like in the first figure, you can see all the particles which is shown here are of same color. That means whatever particles are there in this, all are of similar type, or we can say they are same in the chemical nature. For example, if I talk about the hydrogen H, that means the hydrogen have only the particles of hydrogen. If I talk about oxygen O, it have only the particles of oxygen. So such are called as elements. That means a pure substance which can neither be decomposed into further is called as the element. But what happens when this H and O combines? Let I am taking one more H here. So if two H and one oxygen combine, it gives rise to water. So the water molecule having atoms of hydrogen and as well as the atom of oxygen. It is also called as pure because if we take a drop of water, we'll be getting only the water molecule in this. That means the water molecule is considered to be a one particle, then the whole particle are same in that is water. So thus compound is also considered to be a pure substance. Let us talk about the mixtures. Mixtures, they are if the particles more than one is present, then it is called as mixture. The mixtures can be homogeneous or heterogeneous. That means if there is a uniform distribution of particles, two or more particles, then it is called as homogeneous. And if there is a irregular arrangement, or we can say the particles are not uniformly arranged, then it is called as heterogeneous mixtures. So how we define homogeneous mixture? These have same composition throughout the sample. The best example is solution. As we prepare a solution of salt in water, we'll be getting a uniform distribution of salt particles in the water. Therefore, it is homogeneous. But it in the heterogeneous, the particles are not uniformly arranged. That means the particles have irregular composition throughout the sample. Or we can say these consist of two or more parts called phases which have different composition. Example of heterogeneous mixture is when you add sand in water, we'll be getting heterogeneous mixture. So that is all about pure substance and mixtures. Let us find out the nature of matter. As you have learned already, the three states of matter, that is, matter is classified into three states depending upon the physical state of the matter. These are solid, liquid and gases. Let us discuss properties of matter. Do you know that? What are the two properties of matter? These are physical property and chemical properties. Physical properties are those properties which can be measured or observed without changing the identity or the composition of the substance. Let us take one example, boiling of water. During this boiling of water, there is a change in the physical state, that is, That is, water which is in the liquid is changes into water in the gas state. That means its state is only changing, but there is no change in the chemical composition of the compound, because in the liquid state also water is H2O, and in the gaseous state also water is H2O. That type of changes are called as physical changes. That means there is only physical changes in this. Chemically, these are same as it is. So such properties are actually physical properties. Examples are color, order, melting point and boiling point. But in the chemical properties are those in which a chemical change takes place in the substance. That means the substance is changed into another substance. Example of any chemical change, that is burning, combustion. When we burn a paper, when we burn a wood, actually there is a reaction of carbon with the oxygen to form carbon dioxide. So a new product is formed there. So we can call it as a chemical changes, and the properties are chemical properties like acidity, basicity, combustibility, etc. Let us discuss measurement of matter. I am asking one question to you. Which one is correct from these? You are going to a shop to purchase sugar. So if you are saying to the shopkeeper, I want 10 kilometer of sugar, is it correct? No, because kilometer is a unit of length. If you ask 10 centimeter of sugar, then it is also incorrect. When you ask the shopkeeper to give 10 number of sugar, that is also incorrect. So, that means a numeric value and the unit is necessary for describing any physical property. That means if you are saying 10 kg of sugar, that is correct. Here 10 is the numeric value and kg is the unit. That means in order to measure any physical quantities, there is a need of numeric value as well as a unit. So by this itself it is clear that how important is unit for us. So let us find out what are the units. The International System of Unit, that is SI units, there are 7 basic units which are Kelvin to measure temperature, meter for distance, ampere for measuring electric current, second for time, mole for the amount of substance, kilogram for the mass, and candela for the intensity of light. So, in the scientific term, whenever we are measuring the values, we'll be representing the values only in the SI unit. These are 7 basic SI unit. Even though there will be some uncertainties in the measurement, so let us discuss scientific notation. Let's consider 2 numbers which is shown here. If I ask you to do a problem in which you need to take a value, that is this value 130000 you can count how many numbers of zeros are there. Or if I ask you to do a problem in which you are taking this value, that is 0.130000 and so on. So it will be quite difficult for us when we are calculating any problem by using such type of numbers. So similarly it happens when we are doing a calculation, we need to make this number in such a way that you will not get mistake while writing these numbers, because when you are doing any problem related to this number, maybe it happens that in one or two step you will miss any one of the zero, and if you miss any one of the zero, it entirely make the problem wrong. So we need to make this number in such a way that it will be easy to handle. So we need to make a scientific notation for these. So let us discuss how we be writing these in the scientific notation. In the scientific notation, the values are written n into 10 raised to power n form, where n is the exponent, small n is the exponent, and the values of small n may be positive or negative. The value of capital N, that is a coefficient, it will be in between 1 to 10. So let us discuss how we can make the value into scientific notation through example. Let we have one example here, that is 0.0493604. We need to make this number into scientific notation. So this is the scientific notation of this value. How we have written in this way, let us discuss. For this you need to find the position of point, decimal point. This is the decimal point. In the scientific notation, always the decimal point should be reported after the first digit. That means this is the number, and here the first digit is the fourth. So you need to keep the decimal point after the first digit of any non-zero value. So you have to shift this point from here to here. So what will be getting? That is, now the point is, the decimal point is shifted after 4. So we got 4.93604. The value is as it is. The number is written as it is, what it is given. But only you are changing the position of decimal point. But when you are changing the position of decimal point, you have to keep 10 raised to power. Here, when the decimal point is shifted towards the right side, then you need to write the negative. Power will be the negative value. That is, exponent will be the negative value when it is towards the right. When you are shifting the point towards the right, the exponent will be in the negative value. And the point is shifted after 2 digits. You can say after point there is 0 and 4. So after 2 numbers you are shifting, therefore it will be -2. So what is the coefficient here? 4.93604 is the coefficient. That is, we are getting this after shifting the point. And the exponent, that is 10 raised to power, will be written negative because the points are shifted towards the right, and it is shifted after 2 digits. Therefore it is -2. So what will be the answer here in the scientific notation? The answer will be this. So in this way we can find out the we can write the values in the scientific notation. So let us do one or two more problem of scientific notation. Let us do one more example. The question is, express the following in the scientific notation. This is the value which is given to us. We need to write this value in the scientific notation. So let us try. How will we be doing this one? Here, which is the non-zero number, first non-zero number, that is 5. That means you need to keep the decimal point after the first non-zero. That is, here you want to keep point. That means after 5, here you want to keep the decimal point. But where actually the decimal point is there, the decimal point is present here. That means you have to shift the decimal point from here to here. That means we need to shift the decimal point from this position to this position. So since we are shifting towards right side, therefore negative exponent will be there. That means toward the on the power there will be negative value. Let us find out how many number of digits are there in between this. This is the point and here we are shifting. So the number of digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count the number of digits. So total 5 digits are there. So we can write 10 raised to power minus 5. And what about the value? The coefficient will be, because 0, 0, 0, 0. This is now 0 proceeding to a non-zero. It has no value. So you can write 5.4. So what is the answer for this one? When you write the scientific notation, it comes, that is 5.4. The answer will be 5.4 into 10 raised to power minus. Why negative? Because you are shifting towards right side. Negative exponent and digit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits are there. So 10 raised to power minus 5. So this is the scientific notation of this value. So let us try one more example. This value. Now how we write the scientific notation for this value? The question is, express this in the scientific notation. Now here, where is a decimal point? You will not find any decimal point in this. So if any decimal point is not there, it means that the decimal point is at the end. So in the scientific notation, you need to keep the decimal point after the one non-zero digit. That is, first non-zero digit is 3. So you need to keep the point here. Now look at the way how we are shifting the point. We are shifting the point towards left. Towards left. So in that case, the exponent will be positive. Now what will be the number of digits between these two? Between this point to this point, the number of digits is 1, 2, 3. So total 3 digits are there. So we can write 10 raised to power plus 3. Here the plus sign is not necessary to mention. So we can write 10 raised to power 3. Now what is the coefficient here? The coefficient 3.865. Because here 3 after the 3 point first decimal point come. So it will be 3.865 into 10 raised to power 3. So what is the answer for this one? It is 3.865 into 10 raised to power 3. It is not necessary to mention positive sign. But if it is, there is negative sign, you need to keep negative. So from this, what we conclude that if you are shifting the decimal point towards the left, the exponent will be positive. That means 10 raised to power positive. And how many number of digits are there between the decimal point, that you need to count it and write it in the powers. And if you are shifting the decimal point toward the right side, the exponent will be negative. Here I am giving some examples. This is the NCERT question. Express the following in the scientific notation. So all of you try these questions and write it in your notebook. So let us summarize whatever points we have discussed in this video. We discussed what is a matter, classification of matter, that is on the basis of physical state. These are of 3 types: solid, liquid and gases. And it is also classified as pure substance and mixture. We have discussed about properties of matter, that is physical and chemical. Measurement of matter, in which we have discussed the importance of units, that is SI unit. And we also discussed about the scientific notation. So this is all about this video. All of you go through it and take your textbook or the previous note and go through all these points once again. Thank you everyone.